Here's a simple trick that I teach all my patients that have lightheadedness. This is in particular for patients that have lightheadedness as a result of some form of dysautonomia. So we're talking patients with POTS, presyncope, orthostatic hypotension, things along those lines. And the good news is this trick is actually backed by findings from a randomized trial, and it's not some kind of goofy vagus nerve exercise that you might have heard on the internet. So the maneuver comes from this paper in Heart Rhythm. It's called Lower Body Muscle Preactivation and Tensing Mitigate the Symptoms of Initial Orthostatic Hypotension in Young Females. So you can look up that paper and you can get the details on it. So what's thought to happen in orthostatic hypotension is that blood will actually pool into your legs and your lower trunk. And when you go up to standing, there's not enough blood flow that will get back to your heart and go to your brain. And because there's less blood flow getting into your brain from this cerebral hypoperfusion, that you're going to feel lightheaded and dizzy, and that will cause all these presyncope symptoms. So the authors compared three different groups. They had a control intervention that didn't do anything after sitting for a prolonged period of time. They had a group called pre-activation, where patients, while they were sitting, they would actually pedal or move their legs around and flex and extend their legs and their ankles. And they had a group where they went from sitting to standing, and when they went to standing, they actually stood up, crossed their legs, and squeezed their legs and tensed them when they got into the standing position. In the patients that did nothing, their blood pressure dropped like they usually do whenever they go from sitting to standing, and that facilitated the sensation of lightheadedness. For the pre-activation group and the tensing group, both groups were able to sustain a higher mean arterial blood pressure, and they also had decreased symptoms when they went from a seated position to a standing position. So if you are one of these patients that experience a lot of lightheadedness, or you get those pre-syncopal symptoms when you move too quickly from laying down up to standing, then one of the best things that you could do is, while you are still in the seated or laying down position, you could actually start squeezing your calf muscles, squeezing your leg muscles, holding it for a few seconds at a time, and do that tensing procedure. And you could actually keep on doing that as you get up to a standing position. Also, if you know that you're going to go up to standing beforehand, you could actually start to move your feet and ankles, move your legs around as a pre-activation phase for a few seconds, and then go up to standing after the fact. Both scenarios are likely to offset some of that lightheadedness that people feel when you go up to a standing position. Now, much like compression socks and much like getting more fluids, this is not necessarily going to fix the orthostatic hypotension. It's not going to fix the lightheadedness. These are simply maneuvers that help to improve quality of life while we go through a comprehensive plan and comprehensive process to help rehabilitate your autonomic nervous system so it can actually function better at baseline.